Hello, children. Are you ready for some cutting up and kikiing? Are you ready for a gay old time? Well, I hope you are, because now it's time for Hey Qween with your host, Jonny McGovern!
Hey Qween, come on and spill the tea. Hey Qween, it's just a good old-fashioned kiki. Hey Qween, we're cutting up with Jonny. Hey, 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 hey Qween.
Yeah! Oh, hello, my close-crop pussycat wigs, and welcome to another moist and chewy episode of Hey Qween, with me, your host, Jonny McGovern. We have a pioneer on our show today, kiddies. Our program today is a historic one. I want everyone to bow down in front of your screens, because you need to worship the one, the only, the multi-talented, gorgeous legend that is VARLA Jean Merman! Yeah! Oh, honey, but before she shakes them hips on out here, I have to tell you about our own patron saint of Legendaria. Like an altar in a monastery, she's adorned with metallics, she's dimly lit, and 3 times a day, men kneel before her. She is the wafer that accompanies the communion of my life. I know her as the Puff, the magic drag queen. But you know her and love her as Miss Lady Red Couture. Puff the magic drag queen.
Hey, Qween.
Hey, Queen.
What is going on with you?
What is going on with you, Dolores Van Cartier?
I'm just...
You look like what happened the day after Sister Act 1 ended. Dolores got her gold dress.
No.
She put her titties up.
No.
She said, fuck those dumb nuns. I'm going back to Sin City or wherever the hell she sang. She giving us this magic
Goodness.
glamour.
No, I'm just, chilling out and stuff.
Oh.
I was very happy because this is one of the gifts that I got, this beautiful crown of wine. It's wine. You can't see it because of the damn pink back here. But it's a wine color. Yes, I had a young man come into MedMen and drop me off a gift.
Really?
Yes!
A gift of hair?
A gift of hair.
Well, I say yes to that.
Okay. Oh my God.
You know what? If you're gonna give a gift,
Baby.
give the gift of wigs. I mean, if every fan of yours gave you either, it's a W or W are the 2 gifts that you like the most.
Right.
Weed and wigs.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, both of those
Or
are accepted.
a weed-infused wig that you can smoke your own hair. Yes. Yes. Invention, Shark Tank,
Okay.
I'm here.
You can smoke your own hair.
Hi, Sharks. I want to let you know about something that's a very important idea. If you ever worn a wig but not been able to get high from it, well, you know what? We have the solution. It's Lady Red Couture smokable wig. Set your hair on fire, no problem. Everyone's going to have a great time.
Oh, my God. Oh, we are going to hell. Yeah.
But it sure is going to look cute. Yeah. Speaking of going to hell, there's a little devil here on the side of the stage with his little devilish wigged friend. And I bet he's been getting high off their wigs all day.
All day.
It's Mr. Adam Joseph and the Go to Bed Wig. As usual.
Oh, so subtle. She put the B in subtle.
Oh, yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
Adam, how are you doing? Your look is fluffy and gorgeous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just got a perm.
Just a regular masculine man
What
doing
happened to
masculine
Macaulay
things.
Culkin?
I don't know. Now he wore a hairpiece.
Lady Red told me I look like Macaulay Culkin fresh out of rehab.
You do!
Can you do the face?
Oh, Jesus. She's even too young to even get the reference.
Homo alone is what that is. Homo alone. All right, well, we have a big show today, sweetie.
Oh, Lord.
The legendary VARLA Jean Merman is here. We'll be with her right after this very gay break. Take it away, Adam. Uh-oh.
Legends only, that's the tea of VARLA Jean's own Hey Qween. All right. Queen. Hey Qween.
We are back. Honey, she is a legend. She is also the love child of Ethel Merman and Ernest Borgnine, and possibly the mother of Blair St. Clair. Oh, it's the legendary VARLA Jean Merman! Oh my goodness, hey Queen.
Oh, hey, Queen. Hey, Queen.
Lady Red, look who it is. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Hey Qween.
I've always wanted to be here, so thank God I'm here.
You're here and you are looking as pink as you possibly can.
Thank you, like a flamingo on steroids.
Yes.
Oh, you can't even see me.
I know she's getting on the Hey Qween set. This is camouflage. That bird is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. A gay flamingo. Aren't all flamingos gay? I don't know.
If they aren't, they should be, sweetie.
Think about that.
Now, you came in today from Palm Springs where you're performing.
I'm performing with, my colleague Beyonce is doing Coachella, and I'm performing at a slightly smaller venue.
Right. And this was the day you thought you would just zip into town.
Oh yeah, and there's 40,000 RVs on the highway.
Right, every hipster trying to get back to work.
Yeah, and truck stops just aren't like they used to be.
I bet.
They aren't.
It's not the same.
No, they're not the same. What happened to rest areas? Sorry, dating myself.
So you're doing Warm Sands, Cold Heart in Palm
Sands,
Springs.
Cold Heart. Yes, I'm doing a different show every week, and it's a 5-week run. I've never done that long in Palm Springs. I know.
And you have such a treasure trove of material to choose from. So this show is a mix of old and new, right?
Old and new. I mean, I'm taking stuff that we just wrote this week, and I'm taking stuff that I did 20 years ago.
Wow.
Can you believe it? I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you go back into your archive of material? Do you get out the VHS tapes from 1989? Like,
tracks. My reel-to-reel I carry around with me. Yeah, I know. I have everything on drives now that I just started to put onto computer drives. But even I have bags. But when I first started performing, because I always did video, I would carry a big shopping bag full of videotapes to the bar because they would play videos with me.
Right.
Yeah. No one even has a VCR anymore.
I know, what the heck?
I know.
You're gonna have to bring your thumb drive with all your classic VARLA beds.
I didn't even know the girls now they use a thumb drive because I usually use a piano, but you have to bring a thumb drive. Ugh. And then they don't work. It's too much.
Luckily, you've got the talent to sing a cappella if you need to.
If I needed to.
If you need to, you can.
Oh boy, it's pretty. No, my voice used to be really high, and when I turned 40, my balls dropped, and now I'm just. Yeah. Well, Joni Mitchell's did too, so I guess. Let's think about it.
Now, for kids that have not experienced you before, give them a little taste of what would you experience in a VARLA Jean Merman show.
Oh, God, I can never remember by the end because I drink heavily during the show. But I start off with good intentions. And I sing, I dance, I show videos. So it's an evening of entertainment, like Beyonce.
A lot like Beyonce.
Yes. A little less dancing. A little more singing. Sorry, Beyonce, if you're watching. I'm so sorry.
She's home crying. She's like, I can't believe that bitch VARLA Jean Merman. I was so excited to watch this episode. Jay, please turn off the television.
Well, I live in New Orleans, and Solange lives down the street from me.
Oh, yes, she does.
She does. And actually, New Orleans, on Fat Tuesday, one year, Beyonce was sitting right there with the little child. What's the child's name?
Blue Ivy.
Blue Ivy.
She's
and
coming
they
to kill
were
you
sitting
after you
right
talk
there,
about
right
her
in the
mother.
middle, right in the middle of the French Quarter. It was
Wow.
amazing. Yes.
Fun.
She's my neighbor and colleague.
Now, you're constantly touring. I mean, you're still working on Bad Heroin, right? You're still touring that around? Which is
that's
your
the name of the show, with an E.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a tribute to the inspiring women who've inspired you to think about becoming inspirational.
Yes, and yes, I do. And it's all female role models. It's a female empowerment show. I'm trying to get a lesbian audience now as I age.
Oh, because they're
They've avoided
dedicated.
me. They've avoided me. I know.
They say she's butch. Yeah. What is it like how has it changed performing for audiences over the years? Because you've been touring for 20 years, right?
Oh my God, yes. You know, well, I've always, and you know, when I first started performing, I performed in bars, and in New Orleans, and a friend of mine had moved to New York, and he said, I just saw this amazing drag queen in New York City. She did a she did a monologue over a Ava Martin Wagner aria. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing in New York City? Because in New Orleans, people were just lip syncing for dollars, and it was Coco Peru. And so I went to New York City and saw the show, and then I was like, I have to move to New York City because drag was just so different there, and it was they were doing amazing, crazy things. So I moved to New York, and I purposely stalked Coco, and she doesn't know this, and I just kept showing up at her house, and we did a benefit together, and she was so wonderful and nice. Said, you need to get out of the bars, you need to start performing in cabarets and make people come to you so you can start making money. And she set me up with a piano player and Ricky Ritzel at the time, and you know, really helped me get a one-woman show together. So I love Coco. She's so kind and wonderful, and she's meant a lot to me.
What was that first meeting with Coco like? Was it like you being like, hello, is the Coco there?
Yeah, no. Actually, we did a benefit together, so I
it was
sang
at the benefit that you met her.
Yes, and she was, you know, wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now, what do you think?
That was 1995.
Wow.
I think. Can you believe it?
Drag was definitely a different business.
No, I know. There was no internet.
No internet?
Yeah, I
no
know.
Possibility of becoming a worldwide stars immediately?
No, and when you traveled to different cities, people had to just by word of mouth. There was, because you wouldn't even get in the newspaper. They were going to put drags in the newspaper in places, and not even in San Francisco. The Chronicle wouldn't put any drag in the newspaper. So you had to all by word of mouth, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think about the whole drag race phenomenon and the machine that it's turned into?
You know, some of the people on it are just so amazing and talented, and it's a great way for people to get noticed. Now, a lot of girls, I think, don't really have a show, or may just want to be on the show to become famous, and I think they will have their minute and then it's done. But I mean, the things, people who I love, like Ben de la Creme and Jinx Monsoon, and of course Bianca Del Rio, who, you know, I used to say I was the most famous drag queen from New Orleans. I'll never say that again. I know. I actually told her that. I said one time, Bianca, remember when I was the most famous drag queen in New Orleans? And she said, no. Really made me raise an eyebrow. And I can't. Look, I'm trying as hard as I can. Had an accident every 4 months.
Well, you feel beautifully. Now, everything in your life wasn't all pink feathers. You grew up in a strict Southern Baptist household where you were not allowed to perform at all.
No, and my mother to this day has never asked me what I do for a living.
Really?
Never.
How do the holidays
I'll
go?
take the booze now.
Okay.
No, I know. We just don't talk about it. It's Southern denial. It's a thing, and we've never spoken of it. My father passed away when I was young, so he's probably rolling in his grave. But yeah, my mother's never really asked. I know my brother told me that she has gone to my website, but we just completely avoid it.
Huh. Like, pass the gravy, dear.
Yeah, I know.
Pass the gravy, Mom.
I'm sorry, my fake nail. No, I know.
Now, when was it that this says that someone was a choir teacher, noticed you had a high-pitched voice.
I know.
And took a interest. It's like, look at this little homo.
I know.
With a high-pitched
Isn't that
voice.
hilarious? Well, I went to a school in Louisiana, which I can't believe they even have this, where it was a gifted and talented school, and you had to test out, or you had to test it to get into the school, and I just wanted to get away from my family so much that I somehow passed the test and got into the school. And they took 200 kids in Louisiana, and you would go live at a college campus. And so I went there for chemistry, believe it or not.
Wow.
Which is so wrong. And I was in the hallway talking, and the choir teacher heard me and said she needed a tenor, and I'd never sung before. So then I got in the choir, and then I got a full vocal scholarship, and then I ended up getting into advertising. That's why I moved to New York. I was in advertising. I'm blurring the lines here. Has anyone following me? Anyway, so yeah, so that's how it happened.
Now, was that time when you were in that that performing arts boarding school, was that like a nurturing time, or was there still bullying?
It was amazing. No, it was not bullying at all. There was no, because everyone was similar, and it was so wonderful. And it was a bunch of performers and intellectual kids, and there was no bullying. It was amazing. It was a wonderful experience.
Did your high-pitched voice just lead you directly to homosexuality, or was there a coming
Something
out
else
process?
led me there. No. I had a high voice, and so I just was attracted to drag. I saw, I met these guys in college when I went to college, LSU, and they had showed me my first John Waters movie. I'd never seen a John Waters movie. And I just said, what is this shit? And I just couldn't believe it. And, Divine. So then, with a friend of mine, we started making little videos that were very similar, inspired. Like I'd run up and down the streets of New Orleans with a plastic rat chasing me, and I'd just scream for like an hour. And so, and they would film it, and we'd give it to the bars on a VHS tape, if you remember that one. Yeah, and they'd play it, and that's just how I started doing, dressing up. And then I moved to New York, because I wanted to do drag, but I was in advertising, and I worked for Ogilvy and Mather, this big ad agency.
Yeah, that's the biggest, really,
yes,
right?
And I had the very unique talent being able to blend in and make people forget I worked there.
A perfect corporate talent.
Yeah. But then I got into the Broadway show Chicago, and as an understudy, and then I went on tour with that show and quit my job, and then I didn't want to go back to work. I thought, I can't do this. And so I went to Provincetown the first time.
Now, that first tour of Chicago, was that your first big professional job?
Oh, yes. It was, because I'd only sung drunk in bars. So, suddenly I had to sing sober. And it was a lot different. And just to be on a Broadway stage and to have to sing for, the director and all these people, it was so nerve-wracking. And the song, I don't know if you know the song from Chicago, A Little Bit of Good. It is so high. It is so high that I would start to sweat. My palms, when I heard the lines before my entrance, my palms would sweat, and I'd be freaking out. And then when I saw the movie years later, where Christine Baranski played the part I had, just in the movie theater, my heart started racing and my palms started sweating.
Wow.
Like Pavlov's dog. I know. From hearing when my entrance was, it was never easy. It was torture every night. Because in my show, if I can't sing, if I have a cold, I just fake it.
You can lip sync. It's a drag thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, after that whole tour, you just couldn't even think about returning to the boring life of Ogilvy and Mather.
No, it's horrible. I mean, just, doing what I do is so wonderful, and you have your days off.
Yes, you do, which is very good.
There's a lot of weird things about it too, but I have a dog, and she travels with me. That's all I need.
That's it. So, how much are you traveling?
I travel about every weekend. I mean, at this point, and I just can't believe that I'm still working. I mean, it's been 25 years. I know it doesn't seem humanly possible unless you're watching it in HD. I can't believe it. So, I mean, I never thought I would be doing this for 5 years.
Right.
So it's crazy.
Now, what was, when you started to really come into your character of VARLA Jean Merman, what was that creation like? Did it happen right away? Was it a bolt of drag lightning? What was it?
Well, I started out doing just, what everyone else I think starts doing, reading people, and I just was never good at it, and singing really, really filthy songs, and I just started to do plays in New York, and I started to often play the dumb, the dumb one. And so I just started putting that into my shows. And then when Girls Will Be Girls came out, he had seen a few of my shows before and really cemented my character, even for me, even for me to see it on screen. I realized, oh, yeah, that's what I do.
Interesting.
It really helped.
Now, VARLA is from Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
Right.
And Merman.
It's the Ethel Merman and Ernest Borgnine, who are married, who no one even knows who they are anymore. That's the sad thing. I've outlived my references.
Well, there they are.
Yes.
Very flattering photos.
Yes. I do look like a combination, right? More like
Ethel
him.
Merman, for the children that don't know, is the big voice lady.
Yes. And they were married 38 days, and they in her autobiography, only 38 days, and in her autobiography it says, my marriage to Ernest Borgnine, and you turn the page and it's blank. It's just so genius.
A good
and wonderful,
publishing
right?
joke.
Yeah,
Love
I know,
it.
right? To waste a whole page. So I just thought that was so amazing. I'm sticking to the furniture. I promise I'm not that sticky. And yeah, so she was married 38 days, and I thought that if she had ever had a child with him, she was too old at the time, that she would just ship it off somewhere. And that's
Right.
the whole.
And that's where
that's where it
VARLA
came from.
began.
Yes.
Hey Qween.
Hey Queens, thanks for watching. For part 2 of this interview, click here. For more Hey Qween fabulousness, click here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.